Hi there, boys and girls, and everybody in between. I have, well, Mondays are my favorite day because that's the day where I get to pick up my daughter and have her. But that also means that as I'm trying to develop this little thing, uh, I didn't have the time. Time ran away from me. But I had a thought that I wanted to express, especially about, yet again, about Elizabeth Warren. That is still rising in the polls. I guess she's taking from Biden, and we're seeing that she's also kind of stalling amongst African Americans. So there is that. This is, of course, no surprise when you think about the Trump 2016 Trump-like support that she's getting from free support that she's getting from the mainstream media. And it is really strange to me because yet again, the Democratic elite is supporting a person with dubious moral convictions. There's simply just no doubt about it. She lies, and she's been lying for a long time, and she has been lying to help herself. Now, is it at the scale of Clinton? Not yet. But then again, she has never had the kind of power that the Clintons have had, right? So, so we don't know yet. What we do know is that she is waffling on Medicare for all. She's now saying that it's just a framework, right? So what I mean by when she's, and she has to, and with those lies, she has to run against Donald Trump. What comes to mind more than anything? Pocahontas, right? No more than anything, Pocahontas is what comes to mind. And we know Trump is going to use it again. And we would say, well, that doesn't matter. But it does matter. It does matter because it's real, right? What was she took that gene test? What was it, like 0.0001 something? I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's no margin of errors, but still, it's just not, it's not okay. So how bad is her lying on that issue? Well, it's so bad that she claimed that her parents had to elope to get married. Even though a little research shows that, and in an article from 2012, it shows that that's just not true. There was no mention of it in the paper that announced the wedding, and she was wed by a prominent pastor in the town, and she had family members witness on the marriage certificate. Does that sound like a surprise to you? But it is the kind of lie that she's been telling herself and her family and her friends and the public to such an extent that it has become her truth. She has internalized it to such an extent that she believes this. Why else would she go out and get the genealogy test, right? She also used, and this is, I mean, I know it's getting a little out there, but still, there was a Native American recipe competition on Powwow Chow, and she submitted one as a Native American. But worse than that, she plagiarized. I mean, seriously, you can't make this shit up, can you? She plagiarized the recipe that she sent in from the New York Times. I mean, come on, people. Really? Like, you just can't make this shit up, right? We already know that she put it on her applications to Harvard. And we also know that Harvard used her in their diversity claim, which leads anybody with more than 2 brain cells to understand that she also received professional advantages for that, right? That she received promotions and so forth because of her lie. She has many plans, but do you honestly think that she has a better plan than Hillary Clinton in an election against Trump? Really? Do you? Because I certainly don't. She talks about big money, that she won't take big money. But she took $10 million from her Senate campaign, a campaign that we know took money from big donors, and moved it into a presidential campaign. Now she can still claim that she doesn't take big money in her presidential campaign, and it's true, but come on now, right? It's that kind of stuff that the Clintons did all the time, not really breaking the law, but we all knew that that should be the law, that the rest of us could not get away with that kind of stuff. But even worse, and even more like the Clintonites, here it comes again, the Bernie bros. That the people that support Bernie Sanders are sexist. And nobody has displayed that more clearly than Emily Tish Sussman on MSNBC. You know, that stellar, progressive 24 hours news channel, right? That takes such good care of us. I mean, just by the way, who is this Emily Tish Sussman? She used to be the vice president for Nadia Tana, that neoliberal organization, Center for American Progress. The group of Americans that probably more than anyone helped elect Donald Trump. You know that group? You know those people, right? By the way, MSNBC did not mention that, right? Nor did they mention that her dad, Donald Sussman, was a major donor to Hillary Clinton's campaign. And by major donor, I mean he donated almost as much money to the Hillary Clinton presidential campaign as he spent on his yacht named after a slave ship in Tintin. Like, you can't make this up. These are the people surrounding Elizabeth Warren. These are the people that Elizabeth Warren takes into her. And now they're coming again with, well, I'm a woman and you cannot criticize me because then you are a sexist. She literally, Susan or Emily, the trust fund baby, she literally said that now that you had the ability to read all of Elizabeth Warren's plans, all of them, and that if you still supported Bernie Sanders, the only reason for that is that you're sexist. Now, by the way, the numbers, of course, tell a different story. Now, I haven't looked at it myself, but supposedly, the biggest group of Bernie Sanders supporters are women under 45. Just small details. But again, that's not something the mainstream media will ever cover. By the way, maybe it has something to do with that wealth tax that Bernie Sanders has for why Emily is using this sexism But it's fine. I don't care that Emily does that. I don't care that Donald does that. I don't care that MSNBC does that. I don't care that anybody does that. What I do care about is that Elizabeth Warren has not been out there immediately condemning those attacks from her supporters of sexism. Now remember when that corrupt union families something voter party, and I'll get into that about unions because I have a lot of thoughts about that, came out for Elizabeth Warren, and there was some random, not people on MSNBC, not anybody that a spokesperson for Bernie Sanders, random Twitter people said something, and the Bernie Sanders campaign had to apologize profusely for that. But people that are supporting women and men that are supporting Bernie Sanders and are saying nothing about Elizabeth Warren, but just for the mere fact of supporting Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren supporters call her a sexist. Think about that. I did. And here I go again, thinking out loud. And as you can clearly hear, I absolutely know nothing. I hope you have a beautiful day. I will figure out a way to do a better job of getting content out. Please like and subscribe and share. Even if you don't like it, even if you think it's stupid and you want people to get a good laugh, I would appreciate that. I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can go live directly and I can get some of these amazing people that I have access to on here for some interviews that I think will benefit all of us. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.